try to get everything in order here and give you a little bit of me here. Let's see if I can minimize all my screens and get us going here. Today's going to be an excellent show, and I'm coming on to my Zoom chat here, and here I am. It's Weeds Day here. I've got some green on my shirt here. This is my Venice Beach shirt. It's all tattered and 30, maybe even 40 years old. My friend Paula gave that to me. And in my lifetime, we're going to help to end prohibition. We're going to help to build hempcrete dome homes with NOAA. And that's going to be bitching. So hopefully my microphone is loud enough for you today. And join us to be a sponsor for our concert. We're getting ready to do our concert, and let's see if I can give you a little concert logo here. Let's see um, where my bitchin software is here. So I'm gonna call up my logo here. So how's everybody doing today? It's Wednesday. My buddy Steve from Bar Mitzvah School came to visit this weekend, and that was epic. We did a sweat lodge, and that was cool. So well, not cool. It was hot. Let me get the relief logo here. Type that in there and see if we can find a relief logo here. Get that on date modified, get that on name. I love my Mac. It's really cool because it's easy to work in the space in the Finder is way better than the C drive for me, for me. So see, I can already find my relief logo here. This is the concert logo here. We're going to open that up and put that on there. And let's see if we can move it around here. Can we move it around? Let's see here. If we can get to our eCam. Ecamm software is the best. So there it is. So I can move that around and make that smaller. We are planning a concert. For those of you that stick with me, you know that I've been planning this for a while, and that's gonna come to fruition mighty soon. I'm getting closer every day, and it ain't easy to be Lady Gaga because she just did 2 million people in Brazil. I mean, she's awesome. So, Lady Gaga, come help us with our concert for the prisoners to help the prisoners come home. So there's my relief logo for a concert. Let's pull my In My Lifetime Babe up there and welcome you all aboard. Today, I want to read a little news and I'm going to get busy here in just a second here and I'm going to share my screen with you and get our intro going because we got a really cool intro today, and that is all ready for you. So, yeah, come on my show, everybody, and tell me what's going on with you all. So here we go. Hep hooray, everybody. Welcome to Weeds Day episode 263. It's Jeff Eichen, and we're going to have a great show today. Hopefully, we'll get some beautiful people to come in. I don't even know what week this is. It could be World 420 Day, could be Women in Weeds Day, or everything at once. So just whisper words of wisdom. Let it be. Parade. And like I said, 263 episodes.
1, 2, 3.
Hooray! 263, everybody. You got it. When I'm editing, sometimes I miss the dot. But in my lifetime, we're going to end Prohibition. I promise. Do the best I can. So a little from NOCO, one of my favorite events of the year. People are down at Hempstock right now in Texas, trying to get Texas to freaking bring back hemp. A lot of states are making hemp illegal now. We had our International Cannabis Film Festival. We auctioned off some beautiful, beautiful art. I'll show you some more today. And we're starting an art gallery, a cannabis art gallery. So there's Cheech and Chong. They've got a new movie out. I've got their trailer today. And we're really proud of the OGs, the old guys. So this is some of the stuff that happened at our film festival. Film festival was awesome, everybody. That's me, and that's Morris Beagle from NOCO, and that's Joy Beckerman. She's a beautiful soul, surviving everything, and being the hempstress mistress of the afternoon. Paul Stanford had his movie, and we all know Paul. He might even come on today. Howard Ellis did a really beautiful new documentary. Green Buffalo, Native American, that was really beautiful. And Stash Wagner, we did the world premiere for his song, Don't Bogart That Joint, video that moi, Jeff Eichen made. So that was really cool. Here's my poster. So let's see what we got going on here. Oh, I see what's going on here. So we're gonna fast forward through this because I forgot to take that out. So we'll get through this here, everybody. I got a new version. Get the license. Don't bogart that joint, my friend. Pass it over to me. Roll another one, just like the other one. Love you, everybody. Jeff Eichen here, host with the most. Let's get it on and have a concert in 2025.
Don't you bogart that joint, my friend. Pass it over to me.
That was me in Oakland Coliseum last year. Amazing. We're gonna do it.
1, 2, 3.
Hooray!
So with people like that and on our team, it's just a blessing to know you and to grow with you, everybody. Let's keep going here. We're going to still be sharing our screen and see if I can find this little trailer. I've been hanging out with Cheech and Chong for quite a while, a number of years, more than 10, and I welcome all my guests here. Hang on tight. We're doing our intro, and we're going to play a little trailer of the final movie with Cheech and Chong.
People here smoke grass. There's a government survey. Their films have earned over $200 million. The first rock rock movie. No doubt about it. You sure we're going the right way? We're in the middle of fucking nowhere. We're southwest of fucking nowhere. We're not in the middle yet. So is this a documentary or a movie? I don't know, man. All we can do is be funny. Am I driving okay? Back in the day, comedians were respected. And we weren't afraid to get gross with them. Oh, this is what they really laugh at. What do we call ourselves? Richard and Tommy? No. Tommy and Dick? No. Cheech and Chong. What was that? We were making up this method as we were going along. I got the tape recorder set up. Hey, come on, man. Open up. I think the cops. It's not here. Already on the Billboard charts. The movie comes out. It's a giant hit. Giant. It's not hard to see what those do. Make it rich. But money and success might spoil them. You still won't grow your mustache back. You're driving me nuts. We're no longer partners. Nothing lasts forever, Tommy. Nothing lasts forever. I never met anybody quite like him. It's very painful sometimes. But he's my best friend. It's you and Laura. She can show him. All that stuff that happened. Why don't you just let it go? Come on, baby, I'll give it right. Let's go. Cheech and Chong. The old stone jarlers. Look how far we've come. Got a joint? Oh, I think I dropped some gummies.
Hey, everybody. So we finally get another movie from Cheech and Chong, the OGs, the old guys, the original gangsters. And I was at Tommy's house. I filmed his house, and Tommy did a little interview with him there. It was really beautiful and epic. One day I'll share that with you all. But today we're going to go meet our guest here. See if I can use my beautiful software to get back in shape here. And we got Steve Bond here. Thank you, Steve, for showing up. Love that blurry background. See, I have green screen, so part of my tie-dye incredible shirt that I've had from Venice Beach, California. This shirt is maybe 35 years old, and my girlfriend Paula gave it to me. She's still around, and she's an actress down there. Probably in her late 70s, but we're all getting up there, and we're all aiming to end prohibition, everybody. So meet Steve Bond and Jeannie 420. Thank you for coming on, Jeannie, today. We're really blessed to be part of waking up and letting people know that there's still people in jail for a plant. And it's not easy to cool your sodas in your toilet. That's what Michael told me when he wrote me a letter. He said, read this letter on your show, Jeffrey. And I read his letter, and he's free now. Okay. And Michael Thompson. And I went and visited Michael Thompson. I'm one of the only filmmakers that have been in prisons filming our small little segment of the universe. There's everything. There's healing the ocean. There's learning about cleaning the soil. There's dirty cotton. There's hemp. You know, everything takes some time to learn how to do it and make it happen and manifest anything. A movie, you know, a child, being a teacher, fixing your car, all that stuff. But our segment is to do the concert Relief Aid, because Lady Gaga did Fire Aid. In 3 days she put it together with Stevie Wonder in LA and made $100 million, okay, for her cause, for their cause. So our cause is going to be incredibly important, epic and worthy. And we're going to get the OGs and the new Gs. We're going to get some really beautiful people. I've got Slightly Stupid coming on. I'm friends with Devo, and we might even have Supertramp to come along, and they all smoke pot to inspire them creatively. And now we have hemp to build houses, and they're making hemp illegal in many states now. I think there's 4 states because of Delta 9, and it's horrible that that's happening, because if you can see, everybody, right here on my screen here, that's a house made of 3D printed by my friend Noah, and we have that apparatus that's going to come to my property, and I'm going to help to make that happen. Noah was on the show last week or the week before, and he's my bro, and that's here in Washington State. Once we get that done, we're going to finance that and take these to Gaza. I mean, can you imagine building a 40-foot dome house, 1,200 square feet in one day that will withstand a hurricane because it's cement and ceramic, and we're going to try to integrate hempcrete. And how dare they on the planet try to make hemp illegal and stop the production and the growth and the education about building houses out of hempcrete. I had my hempcrete block here today. Well, I don't have it, but I have some hemp salve that's really beautiful, balm and salve. So just know, well, here, I'll show you this. This is hemp, everybody. It's hemp plastic, and BMW is making doors out of hemp plastic right now. So there's no excuse for using petroleum. There's none. There's none. So hemp and hooray, hang on, here we go. Everybody, it's Jeff Eichen with episode 263. I'm blessed to have a couple people in the showroom, and we'll see who else comes on. Jeannie, introduce yourself and say hello to Steve.
Hello, Steve. Hello, everybody. It's WEEDSDAYS, and you know what we do on Wednesdays? We try to free those pen prisoners, educate with hemp, and share the love and the beauty in the world, and let them know that there is an answer, and it starts here. So everybody join Jeff and join the movement.
Okay, perfect. Steve, unmute yourself and share your dream and who you are.
I'm living the dream. I got out of money grubbing a while back, 7 years ago. 8 years ago, I went to Oaksterdam University in Oakland, California, so I could know a little bit about something. Mostly what I got was a cultural infusion, which was badass. And so I've been working, helping people figure out how to use cannabinoid products to their greatest benefit. I work with a lot of the aging population, and I work with children with epilepsy, and I work with children with autism, and all that stuff in my core job. And so we have a chance to make a difference. The other thing we do is advocacy, and so we've had boots on the ground in Texas as they're trying to, some of those great people who were hanging out there at NOCO this year are the people who are fighting to kill us. And so it needs to be said. And that, they're wolves in sheep's clothing, I would say. So anyway, but that's what's going on, and it's kind of under my skin. I'm getting ready to send a letter out to a lot of our OGs going back 12 years, 13 years in the organization, and to have them, start rising up.
Fantastic. Yeah, I met Steve at NOCO, everybody. NOCO was really small. It was a teeny turnout, but potent. I felt the urgency this year more than ever, maybe due to any of our administrations that are not listening to us and ending prohibition and bringing the prisoners home. I mean, nobody should be in jail. They just let Leonard Peltier out, 50 years, and he's 80, and he was sickly. So our people that are still in jail for a plant for marijuana should not be in jail,
Mm-hmm.
So it's really horrible. So we really honor you, Steve, and we're looking forward to working with you, have you be, an advocate for the concert and sponsor us in a way that feels right and righteous. And any film projects, we're ready to go. So Steve's a wonderful soul, and I think. Look, I have one recover left. Here, everybody, I have one recover left. So tell us about this.
Sure. So that's from Charlotte's Web, the company. We've been working alongside them for 13 years, since Charlotte was a little girl who took CBD for epilepsy from a plant that was called the hippie's disappointment, and because it wouldn't get anybody high. But they found a use for it, which is good. So I get they gift me with all kinds of stuff to give away to people when they make too much of things. So I'm able to deploy it into its best use. And that's a recovery gummy that has small amount of CBD in it, but also has what is it? My brain's fried right now, but got some other great stuff in it. You can read the label. That'd be better.
It says here that it has other ingredients: tapioca, organic cane, and let's see here, MCT oil. There's some MCT oil in here, and that's always wonderful. There's to make gummy bears, you have to have pectin. It's got that, and all the good stuff, and organic. Let's see, just beautiful stuff. Everybody, don't forget to have your Charlotte's Web. It's really beautiful. It's really beautiful. And tell us about Charlotte Figge.
Yeah, Charlotte was a little girl who had intractable epilepsy, which is a fancy way of saying there was nothing they could do to stop her seizures. She failed every medication possible. She was having hundreds of seizures a month, and with a wicked form of seizures called Dravet syndrome. And so the Stanley brothers, somehow or other, their mother Paige, who's actually in Texas right now, fighting the fight, even though Charlotte lost her life.
Did they stumble upon the Charlotte's Web, or did they actually design it and crossbreed to get it?
Yeah, I think what it started out with, like I said, with a plant that that was high CBD, and then they just started working with it. And so and with the occasion upon which they met was at an abandoned gas station. They did a drug deal, and and it was in Colorado Springs, and so she was able to give Charlotte this gooey sticky stuff, and she went 2 weeks without seizures for the first time in her life, and it lasted her and for all the rest of her life. And unfortunately, I have a poster on my wall when we celebrated her in 2021 through a live concert online, and so she fought hard. It was COVID that took her away, not the seizures. So, and then the second patient was a kid named Zakai, who's the founder of our nonprofit, we're the Realm of Caring Foundation, and we've been operating a free call center I've been doing it for 7 years. So we have a team of people we can help. Anybody can call from anywhere. It's always free. And we also have research programs going on.
If you put that number in the chat box, I'll throw it up on my screen.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Well, we're with Steve Bond. We're learning a little bit about the magic of CBD and of Charlotte's Web formula, the plant that helped. What I recall was she had 300 seizures a week, and when she was administered the Charlotte's Web strain, and I don't know how they gave it to her in tincture or in gummy bears, but that she went down to 3 a week instead of 300. Is that a correct number? Something like that.
Well, it's never linear, unfortunately.
Sure.
It is. So she went 2 weeks without seizures, and then, which means she had a seizure, but they were constantly working to try to find just the right combination of things, and it's always a challenge. But she had some rough times. She had some really good times, and but.
And what about the PDR that I grew up with as a child? It was a big fat book, and you could open up the PDR as a medical book, and you could find what was good for prostate, what was good for for runny nose. It was kind of the almanac. Is there any template for things like Charlotte Web, or that people can go to find out if they have epilepsy, if Charlotte's Web will be right for them? Are there any other strains that help with epilepsy?
So we work in a world of desperation, and so they're so beyond that, and they will people. It's ubiquitous enough now where people have heard of it, and they'll bring it up to their neurologist as an example. And the neurologist said, well, get all puffy about it. Or they might, the best answer possible is, well, I don't know, it probably won't work, but you can try it. And that's the extent of it, honestly. And so we have a process for helping people find the correct amounts to take for them, just through titration process, which is just start low, go slow, like any cannabinoid. And so that's basically how we work it out.
Well, cool. Yeah, put the number in the chat that I just sent you there, and I'll throw that up there. Everybody, we're with Steve Bond, and he's an advocate, and he's done a concert. He's just we just met in this year, so we're gonna join forces and maybe have Steve connect us with some of his people. And help us to put our concert on with 42,000 people at Oakland Coliseum. We're really blessed that Stash Wagner gave us the song "Don't Bogart That Joint." We're going to try to get that remade by Wiz Khalifa and Willie Nelson and Slightly Stupid. So those people are hanging. We'd love to have Graham Nash and Wiz and Jason Mraz, your people, and but in one breath, just think about it, everybody. There's still people in jail for marijuana, and it's legal. What do we do? And Steve is proof that that this medicine works. So it's amazing. Let me get back to our other. Okay, there we go. Rare count. Let me put that in here. Command C, and then go here. Well, we have some magic software here that we can do here. Boom, boom. We're gonna put that in there. See if we can do that. I couldn't do it earlier, but let's see if it'll manifest it. Okay, there we go. So we're going to go boom, boom. Everybody, this is the incredible phone number that you can do. Tell us again what we do when we call that number, Steve.
Basically, just simple. It is. People will just say, well, what are you going through? They'll explain their condition. We explain how we can potentially deploy cannabinoids to help with that. Never making promises or claims, because that's one thing we have to be careful of, to get the fuddy-duddies away from us all the time at the FDA.
It's all about testimonials. Yeah, if you can't, we can't say it works. We can just bring somebody on that used it and say, it helped me.
I'm legally allowed to suggest things all day long. That's all I do. I suggest. Mm-hmm. And so so I just got off a lady with ankylosing spondylitis, this extremely horrible condition that causes extreme pain. And we spent a good 40 minutes on the phone talking about her situation and what she's using, her pharmaceuticals, and make sure we don't cause any interaction with pharmaceuticals and things like that. And then I just send her basically a method for starting low and going slow, specifically in terms of finding her right amount. And hopefully it'll, between the anti-inflammatory properties and also through just basically being helping with pain in general, we're hoping to see her get some benefit, maybe reduce some medicines at some point in time if possible for her. It happens every day.
We need to have a new testimonial on the success, maybe a new short documentary on the success of cannabinoids. I mean, our body has cannabinoids. Dr. Machulam in Israel got to study it more than everybody. And so if they freaking change the scheduling down to 3, we'd be able to study it again. But we don't want them to deschedule or reschedule. We want them to re-legalize marijuana so we can bring our prisoners home and not have them with an ankle bracelet, and all that stuff. So Jeannie, come on up here. Hang on. Let's get Jeannie on the gallery here. Jeannie, do you have any questions for Steve?
Steve, and I would like you to meet Tisa Bryce. Tisa Bryce is a Colorado mom who we had on episode 200 of Jeff's show. Her son Mercy also had multiple, if not hundreds of seizures. He had 10 brain surgeries. He's a twin, and he's made it to 22 years old by the grace of God and by Charlotte's Web. She moved to Colorado, and with her 2 sons, when he was just 2 years old, he started having these seizures. And now he's 22, like I said. And she started the International Mercy Foundation for people that may have children that are going through what her son went through, and to help them to get to the stage of health that her son has enjoyed for many years now. And she too is doing all that she can to help others with her foundation. I'm very familiar with Charlotte Figge. I was fortunate enough to have met her and her mom at one of our hemp fests, and I knew about the CBD that the brothers were growing, and now I myself have seizures. I don't have them multiple, I don't have them as regular as everyone else, but having been a caregiver and having been on the other side of it, and now I'm on both sides of it, and so I completely understand the power and the suggestion of using CBD and the suggestion of what it can do for inflammation and so on. And I encourage you both to reach out to each other, because she has the International Mercy Foundation, and it's still going strong. And her son, the twin, John, he dances every day to raise money for his brother and to bring home money for the family and to help them. And she's just a single mom doing it on her own. And they're in Colorado, and she made that brave move to Colorado and said, I'm going to try this. And she never believed in cannabis. She was definitely one of those that thought that it was the devil's lettuce. And now it is definitely God's answer to her prayers. And he's been healthy and strong, and his seizures have been less and less. I can't say that he has the greatest of days, because there's always some dark ones, but it does help him. And she said that the number one thing that she noticed was that he's blind, and he doesn't track her, he doesn't look too much. He doesn't observe and look at things and engage with them. But as soon as she said the very first drop of tincture, the very first drop, he was tracking her face and looking for her in the room. And oh, what a heartwarming to a mom and anyone to hear that. And now she said it's one of their favorite games, is that she'll come in the room and she'll say, Mercy, where's mom? Where's mom? And he will find her, and he coos and he laughs, and she will post, whether he's having a hard day or he's having a good day. She shows everything. She shows it all, her heart wide open. And you can see Mercy, he knows my voice a little bit, and you can see him track her face. And it's just the most beautiful thing when he's cooing and laughing and smiling. And his twin brother will just do absolutely anything for him. and they're just a tight, beautiful, close-knit family, and it was all God through ganja. I mean, I suggest that that is what it were, and it seems to be that that is what's keeping the family going and glowing, and I'm so glad to have found the realm of care and to share that news with everyone out there. There's so much hope, people. There's so much goodness. And if you just tune in to Jeff's show and you support the Reed Lee Foundation and get on board, musicians and artists and everyone else, you'll see that you're not too late. Something can be done every single day. And we just need to get together and we just need to come together over weed.
Wait. That deserves a hemp, hooray. So I'm really blessed, everybody. We're going to reset the room. It's Jeff Eichen with episode 263. And we've made it through COVID. We've made it through. Last night, Wynton Marsalis played in my little town in Washington. And I took my friend to the ferry, came home, watched a little bit of NBA, and got in my Harley. I have a Harley. Yes, everybody. It's a 3-wheel Harley from 1967. It's an electric Harley golf cart. And I drove it all the way up to the fort where they were having the concert with Wynton Marsalis. And this giant bus, this beautiful giant space age bus, was driving out of the driveway, and they all waved to me. The concert was over, so I didn't get to see any of it. But I did help my friend of 50 years go back to Portland, Oregon, and we had a sweat lodge this week. So we're doing our medicine internally so we can be strong enough to hold the space to put a concert on, everybody. I mean, when we get 42,000 people, Snoop and Willie and Melissa Etheridge and Earth, Wind and Fire and some new G's, we're the OGs, we're the old guys and gals. So we're really going to work on that. I'm not going to stop till that becomes, on Monday morning after the concerts on Saturday, on Monday, we're going to count the money and disperse it to the prisoners and get the lawyers to help to do litigation. So all that money that we're going to make on relief aid is just like Lady Gaga making $100 million for the people that lost their houses and didn't have insurance because, what was it, 3 weeks before the fires in LA? The insurance companies cut off everybody's insurance in LA. I mean, is it a, blah, blah, blah? I'm not going to go anywhere into conspiracy theory, but you know what I'm talking about, everybody. There is a resist out there, but I don't want to resist. I want to persist. So like beautiful Jeannie 420 has taught me, the word is meducation. So let's meducate everybody. I'm going to share my screen with you and show you part of my movie about one of the Canna moms. So everybody sit back for a minute because this makes good TV, my sister says. My sister who produced Cheers. Hello, everybody. Anyway, so I'm going to go here and I'm going to try to find my movie. I think I have it up here in here. Let's go here into my QuickTime, everybody, and we're going to see if I have it in here. So we're going to go to my recents and we're going to go Lifers Madness, the movie, 40 minutes. Here we go. Okay, so that's all of us. That's Paul Stanford. Steve, do you know Paul Stanford?
No.
Paul Stanford's in Oregon, and he worked with Willie Nelson for years. He was doing some horticulture for Willie, and he's seen over 200,000 patients. He is a legal dude to have that, and so he's beautiful. And this gentleman down at the bottom here, he just passed away recently. All these prisoners, most of these prisoners are home now. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to help them through Last Prisoner Project and Freedom Grow. We're going to help them. They're going to be on stage with us. We're going to give them hemp sashes that say welcome home and have the Native American population come with us from Washington and drum them in and then begin the concert. They're going to tell their story. And we're going to raise them money so they can have the opportunity to have a house. But I'm gonna look for my let's see. I'm going to look. This is my movie, everybody. So that's a beautiful. Okay, here we go. Right here. So we're gonna let's start off with. Let's get this party started. So we're gonna watch my movie for a second, everybody. Kick back, roll a big one, and Ham Pan Parade. Let's end prohibition in our lifetime.
I thank the gods up above that I didn't come out with hate, and you know, I did all I can to make changes in prison, and I will do all I can to make changes out of prison. Make an example that you know, even though you threw away the key on me, I am a human being, and you know, I'm trying to do the best I can.
Landon, he's a teenager now, everybody.
So this is Jeff, and I'm with Landon and his mom, and they're going to tell you a little bit about the Canna moms and cannabis. Do you like cannabis?
Yes.
And has it helped you?
Yes.
And what is your story? What happened before you had cannabis?
Cancer came and it made me sick.
And so what is marijuana and cannabis done for you?
It helped me grow my hair back, and it helped me feel better.
You're the best, man. You're a hero. And so are you still using cannabis for is it your favorite healing power?
It is.
And do you have it in juice?
Yeah.
Or do you eat it? Do you have food for him or juice?
Yeah, all of it.
I eat organic food.
Organic food? Yeah, that's true.
Tell them about my story.
Sure. Hi, this is Sierra Riddle, and Landon and I are here in Seattle to help spread Team Landon's message and the Canna Mom message of, you know, treating our terminally ill children with cannabis over narcotics and pharmaceuticals that, you know, delay them and put them in a fog and, you know, regress our children's development while they are fighting these terminal illnesses. And, you know, we're happy to run into you guys again. And that was over a year ago at Denver 420. And, you know, as you can see, Landon's still doing really amazing. He's still cancer free. And, you know, it's just been such an incredible journey for all of us, really, to be on. Sure, go ahead, man. What do you want to say?
I want to say Tanner sucks.
No, don't say that.
Cannabis sucks cancer. What, Mom?
Yeah.
Say it.
Cannabis sucks cancer.
Yeah.
Well, you know, watch it.
That's your mic. Oh, thank you. Okay. So your name is Landon? So Landon just reached the camera and focused on my face, and that's very nice. So he's learning how to be a cameraman. Yeah, you're a little man now. You're doing great. So let me go push it on your face. Yeah, there we go. Got it. How'd that feel?
How about your milk?
Yeah, so we are, you know, hopeful to be back in Seattle again next year, and speaking about the same thing, you know, and I've run across every day more and more parents who have heard the Canna Mom message, who have heard the Team Landon message, and, you know, they're treating their children now, everything from cancer to epilepsy, autism, cerebral palsy, you know, Crohn's and colitis types issues. I mean, it's really been amazing for a lot of our children.
Is it?
Many thousands of years ago, cannabis was used both in China and in the Middle East in essentially those fields in which we use them today. I'm a natural products chemist. I work on the chemistry of compounds found in plants and animals. And I was a little bit surprised to find out that while morphine had been isolated in the 19th century, cocaine was known also a long time, the chemistry of cannabis was not that well known. People, very good people, had worked on it, but the active compound had apparently never been isolated in pure form, and although its structure was guessed more or less it was not really. No, no, that's not just a chemical problem, because there is no way there is pharmacology or clinical work can be done with compounds that are not well defined. Pharmacology, modern clinical work has to be done in exact terms. And if you cannot actually say we took so many milligrams of something and we know what we're doing and we know the metabolism, well, it cannot be done. So at that point, there were very, very few groups working cannabis. Maybe there were also legal problems. Smuggled cannabis, it's hashish. There is a good collaboration between Lebanese, Arabs, and Israeli Jews in smuggling cannabis from the Lebanon. And I asked police whether they can give me a little bit, and they said no problem. So I went there. I took 5 kilograms of hashish and went on a bus. People were quite surprised by the strange smells that were around. And we started working. Then it turned out that we had broken the laws, and the police had broken the laws, so we were not allowed to do that, and we should have got permits from the Israeli NIH, and which is in the Ministry of Health. So next time I went to the Ministry of Health, and it so happened that my students were working there. So we had a cup of coffee, and they said, okay, and they signed a piece of paper. And for the next 30 years, it was possible for me to get essentially any amount of cannabis to work on.
I was spinning holes that actually were condemned.
So you became just a piece of paper.
Right. Actually condemned. I did time which is called boxcar cells, which were totally legal then and outlawed now.
Thank you, Mr. President, for clemency.
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 They didn't teach us in public school. They didn't teach us in high school. They didn't teach us in college that the #1 plant on earth, marijuana, for paper, for fiber, for fuel, for food, for protein, and for medicine. #1, greater than all the rest. The King Kong plant to the planet that was outlawed, stolen out of our education, so we and our parents would grow up ignorant of what everybody knew in the world 100 years ago. And they outlawed it, and I grew up, and most of us grew up. I was in my mid-30s before I found out that marijuana was hemp. I want to hear how many of you knew this information 10 years ago? How many of you know this information now? It's time to get together and tumble down their walls and let people out of jail. We have 200,000 Americans in prison for something I did this afternoon.
So everybody, I'm going to come back to the room here, and that was a little bit of my movie, everybody. And so it's just amazing that we got to see baby Landon. He's a teenager now. He had cancer, and so I cannot personally say it works. I can give you Dr. Machulam. I can give you from Israel. I can give you baby Landon and his mom and the Canna moms, and there we go. So we have somebody in the dark there coming into the light. Rashawn is an amazing human, an advocate. And Rashawn, tell us hello and say hi to Steve and to Jeannie.
Hold on. Wait, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Yeah, welcome. Welcome aboard.
Welcome aboard. I'm in the dark right now. Yeah, hold on. Let me come out the dark.
Okay.
I'm going through some therapeutic rehabilitations right now.
Well, I was in the sweat lodge this week, a couple days ago, and it was dark in there until they opened the door every 4 rounds, or 2 rounds, or 1 round, and it was hot in there.
Yeah.
So we have Rashawn. Rashawn is in Indiana. He is Gary in Indiana. He's loving his Pacers.
Oh yeah, the Pacers is definitely doing their thing right now. We're going hard right now. We're going crazy. We're taking over the world, shutting the whole world down. All our social medias, we're going crazy right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Indianapolis, Indiana.
Yeah, last night was a beautiful game, but we're in the game of releasing prisoners and bringing the consciousness of the weed. So Rashawn is going to help us with Wiz Khalifa and some other people, Taylor Gang, for the concert. We're really excited about.
Hey, don't forget Juicy J, Pad 36 Mafia.
Totally, yeah.
Lil White, Lil Spike, Lil White, yeah.
Everybody's going to be on stage, and we're going to have the prisoners there, Last Prisoner Project, and Rashawn's going to. We'll have you introduce your team on stage to 42,000 people. We'll have you there, and say hello to Steve Bond. And
what's up, Steve Bond?
Not much. How you doing?
I'm blessed, bro. Focus on the International Cannabis Film Festival is on what I'm focused on with Jeff right now, honestly.
So
I'm a prisoner of marijuana. I'm out on the pill early, you know, so it's a blessing to be home, number one. Back with my team, Ashley, Janae 420. That's my COO, my chief operating officer for Lil Spike TV. My main company, the company that started Wiz Khalifa Taylor Gang, is Lil Spike TV. And Lil Spike TV is the logo to Wiz.
we're really excited to have you on board today. Tell us your dream.
My main dream is just rebuilding Gary, Indiana, primarily, and focus on minorities. I'm suing the police. I want to win my lawsuit against the police for prison conditioners. Prison condition is what I'm suing them for.
So are you an expert on Jim Crow?
I'm an expert on everything. I'm an expert on everything to the point where I represented myself and got myself out. I was denied clemency. I was denied pardon by state of Arizona. I wrote President Trump every single day with him, you know, to legalize marijuana, to release the prisoners, release the inmates, people who's locked up that doesn't need to be locked up, you know. People don't need, I don't care if somebody's a fan of Trump or not, but he is for us.
Well, they were going to decriminalize. They were going to take Schedule 1 marijuana, which means that it's not medicinal, you know, it's near heroin. And they were going to, and cocaine Schedule 2, and they were going to put it to Schedule 3, but they kiboshed that. So we're still going to work on it.
Reasoning behind all that, though. There's reasonings. The reason behind that is because they want us to be ready to monetize. You know, we're already like left behind a little bit as leaders in the cannabis industry. They're giving us like a lot of kickback right now, and like with cookies actually is off the inventory list. The whole inventory list for cookies is shut down in certain states right now. You cannot purchase cookies from cookies where it is legal and where there's dispensaries, like in I think Washington or something like that. There's a couple states right now that people have been in my inbox like crazy on LinkedIn. I'm like, hey, I need help. What's going on with cookies? You know what I'm saying? And yeah, so they want us to make sure that we're ready to monetize. They want us to be at the forefront.
Let's get cookies in on the concert, dude. We're ready for cookies to be on the.
What you need to focus on is what I need you to focus on is what you got going on new. What you got going on new is what's going to take it to where we need to be.
We're
that's
good.
The International Cannabis Film Festival. The International Cannabis Film Festival is a platform that we can use. That is your platform, Jeff. You're the CEO.
Right here. That whole film festival is right here. I have license to the Green Buffalo and to all the films. They're right here. I just plug it in to any theater we go to. So let's talk after the show, and let's set up our next ICFF. Let's do it.
Yeah. I want to do something out here in Indiana.
I'll come.
There's a couple of different theaters out here that is really nice. That either we got a theater in Gary actually too. But that's really nice. It's called Glen Theater, Glen Park Theater. That we can do something that is located right behind a nightclub that we own in Gary. So like the International Cannabis Film Festival is a platform that could take us far, because media is number one right now. Video is number one. Television is number one. And if you're involved, that's the art. That's the art.
So when we do the International Cannabis Film Festival, we also have an art auction. Everybody, we have an art auction. And sorry, I got green screen up, but we have an art auction. Yeah, it ain't gonna flow with the green screen on. But I have all my art that we have an art auction that comes up. In fact, you know what? And I'll get back to you in a second. Let me share my screen for a second, everybody, and I'll show you my art here because it's easier to get in here. Hang on. So I'm gonna go right here to my art site here and show you. I can imagine here.com. Okay, so everybody, this is going to be my art photography right here, and we'll show you what we're auctioning off here at the International Cannabis Film Festival. In between films, we have a little art auction, and everyone gets a number. And let's see how fast my site comes up. Here it comes. So we're at episode 263, everybody. Here's my site here. Get 20% on your first order. But we're going to go down here to the cannabis, the 420 folder here, and I'll show you what we're doing. So we're trusted, and come on in, photos. So these are some of the beautiful photos that we have of our weed culture here. And so, for example, I'll get the Purple Dream out here. You can order these also, but the deal is that we love you to come to an International Cannabis Film Festival, and I will have these. I will put them in a luggage and put them on the plane and bring them there framed, and support the concert, support the prisoners and everything. So that's all I know, everybody, is that's my art here. I've shot over 250 buds, and they're beautiful, they're different, they're all alive, and they're all special. And I think, Steve, don't you have one of my photographs?
I do.
Tell everybody how you're enjoying it.
I'm digging it a lot. It spoke to me when I happened to see it at NOCO. Not sure if that's coming in. That's not coming.
You're still out of focus. There you go. There you go. There you go. You're in focus now. Okay, show that picture again. Now you pull it back. Pull it back. There you go. Right there. Oh yeah, right. Wait. There. Leave it. So that's a kaleidoscope, everybody. That's an entity. That's a bud entity, and that's one of my photographs Steve got. And so thank you for supporting us, Steve, and look out for us. Rashawn and I are going to put on an Indiana ICFF, and I've got the films already. So it's Weeds Day, everybody. It's Weeds Day. I'm going to go around the horn and ask everybody for final words because we're at the top of the hour, everybody. And we're blessed to have Rashawn, Steve, and Jeannie in. Steve, give us final words for today, and we'll talk to you down the road this week. Steve, final words.
Yeah, so many people are suffering out there. I'm dealing with people who aren't incarcerated, thank God, but it's a matter of time before that they will be if something doesn't change. If you have any friends or family or anything like that who are ill and have physical ailments that they deal with, probably with prescriptions, we work with people who we can help use cannabinoids for improving their health. And we love the opportunity to help them shed some of those medications when they can.
So that's 719-347-5400, everybody. We're on Roku. We're out there hanging in the universe today, everybody, and on the US Weed channel. So, Rashawn, give us your final words.
Yeah, go Pacers. And ICF. And Relief Foundation, Lowe's Spike TV, Taylor Gang, cookies.
We're happening with you, and we're in it for life with you. And 3 strikes, you're in is horrible for something that does this. This is hempcrete, everybody. That's a piece of hempcrete that doesn't burn, and you can make blocks out of that to build houses. Now, you still need some wood in between because hemp is not structural yet. Okay, they're working on making rebar out of organic substances that'll strengthen this. But wait till you see my dome, everybody. When I get a dome built on my property, and my buddy Noah, who I took to Noco. Did you meet Noah? Oh yeah, you met Noah, Steve, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So there it is. There's the photograph of. Hang on. How did I lose my?
That's incredible.
Yeah. So that's what we're gonna do, and I'm working on financing for that, and doing the film and the property. Noah thinks that the equity in my land can help to finance this project, unless we get Mike Tyson on board for the concert, and he wants to be part of the Hempcrete Dome project, where we can go to Gaza and make 100 homes in 100 days. I mean, come on, what the fuck, everybody? Let's get Hempcrete going, everybody. It's important. And those are my final words. So, Rashawn, thank you. Go Pacers. Last night was incredible.
We win.
And what was the incredible? What was Halliburton just went off?
Yeah, Halliburton. Man, when I created my partnership with the NBA after doing an All-Star last year, we start redoing everything. I wasn't like being involved yet, so they wasn't like when yet. Like I did the partnership, signed contract and everything, but I wasn't being actively involved. When I started being actively involved, you would think that it was propaganda and a conspiracy going on, because it was right when I pushed the button to get involved and I activated us, Low Spike TV, Rick Sean Lucky Flashing Foundation. It was when I activated us that the Pacers just went undefeated. It was like the NBA was like, okay, Ray Sean's here now, so now we gotta make sure the Pacers is.
You told me you're the secret weapon. You're their secret weapon.
yeah, because it's like there was nothing going on. They were losing games even when I did the partnership. When I signed the contract, they wasn't really doing nothing yet. It wasn't until I started my community engagement activities, and I was giving out 100, 150, 200, 250 tickets per game to the community for free, is when they start winning, and it's been ever since then.
Isn't it true now that baseball and NBA don't test for weed anymore?
I heard about that. I heard about it. The NBA is like wanting to be there next too, because I'm focused on the NBA. Everybody's like, we need you to get involved with NFL cults. We want cult tickets, because the community out here in Indiana, I'm giving them hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of tickets per game. So they're flooded in the stadium.
If you get me a ticket, maybe I'll fly out for the finals, baby.
I'm not even getting final tickets right now.
Oh, come on.
I want to go. I'm mad at the Pacers. I'm like, y'all need to get me at the stadium.
Yeah, no.
Finals. Like, every celebrity is in the building last night. You had 50 Cent there. You had Triple H there. You had just all these different celebrities that are feeling.
I saw Spike Lee there. I saw Spike. Yeah.
Lee.
He was crying in his soup. He was crying in his soup.
Yeah, Spike, the actual Spike Lee there, the real Spike Lee there. You know, the big Spike. You know, I'm little Spike. He's big Spike. So Wentz calls me big Spike, but I don't like that shit.
So,
Anyway,
Jeannie, thank you so much, Rashawn. Jeannie, tell us your final words.
Well, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the US channel and the Daily Dose, because we are lockstep hand in hand with WEEDSDAYS, with Rashawn, and with the rest of you. It is time that we all start coming together. It isn't about being separate and doing our things separately. It's about coming together and combining our efforts, because we're all in this together. We all have the same heart. We all have the same direction. And you'll find that we're not all that different. Everyone has a health condition. Everyone has somebody who has a health condition. And that condition is society. We need to heal. We need to do for each other. We need to realize that everybody has a mother. Everybody came with a mother. And while they may not have one now, we need to just do for others what you can't do for yourself. And do for yourself what you can't do for others. And if everyone would do that, then we'd be all right. And we're going to be all right, because weed will heal us. Weed will not separate us. Weed is not the devil's lettuce. It is God's answer. That's my suggestion.
God's plan.
That's right. That's what I think anyway.
That is why Ashley is my chief operating officer at Little Spike TV, and has been for years, because that right there, that whole saying she just said right there, bringing us together. She's the one, you know. I gotta cash up you some money soon, Ashley. I swear to God.
Please.
Cash up you some money with what's going on.
Yeah, everybody help to support our team right here. We wanna supply each of our people that are working for a living. So Ashley has her hands out. We need to have a fund for my people. I don't ask for a lot, except for maybe $3 or $6 million to put the concert on. But in the meantime, we got to pay Jeannie too, so Jeannie can pay her mortgage, and Rashawn, so he can get a haircut. Get a haircut. Get a haircut.
Yeah, no. I'm going to. I have these. I'm rehabilitating myself right now, because I just got asked to be a part of all these new political campaigns. The re-election is coming up for these politics, and I won a lot of campaigns for people, including Donald Trump. I was involved in that in Indiana on a international base. My LinkedIn is impeccable. I'm over like 11,000 followers right now on LinkedIn, 11,000 connections on LinkedIn. So every time I push the button on LinkedIn, over 25,000 people are seeing my posts on every button. Every time I push that button.
Fantastic. Well, we're glad to have a potent team, everybody. I'm going to roll out of here. Roll another one, just like the other one. So stay with us for a minute here and watch my outro. Thank you, everybody, for joining us and for being potent and powerful. And let's do our photograph here, everybody. Hold 3 fingers up, and I will do a screenshot for our thank you. Everybody, 3 fingers. Okay, forward, Rashawn, forward. Turn it around. Turn your fingers around. There you go. Okay, cool.
Well, you know, I thought Spike.
No, 3. Give me 3. Give me 3. There you go. Okay, got it. 1, 2, 3. Okay, got it. So everybody, it's been a great Weeds Day. Every Weeds Day, we open our hearts. We got to see baby Landon today, and Dr. Machulam. Dr. Machulam's in heaven helping us from that side. He found the THC molecule. He isolated it. He told you what happened with the hashish. And Lawrence always comes on, the hash king. And we've got some smoke going on. And it's not smoke and mirrors, everybody. It's time to do the concert. So watch my screen here, everybody. I'm going to share and show you my outro. It's really potent and beautiful, and it's been my freaking pleasure to play with you all today. And here we go. File. Open recent episode 263. Here we go. So boom, boom, boom. Hemp hooray, everybody. Welcome to Weeds Day episode 263. It's Jeff Eichen, and we're going to have a great show today. Hopefully we'll get some beautiful people to come in. I don't even know what week this is. It could be World 420 Day, could be Women in Weeds Day, or everything at once. So just whisper words of wisdom. Let it be. There's Oakland Coliseum, everybody. And like I said, 263 episodes.
1, 2, 3.
Hemp hooray!
This is Colorado, where we've been talking a lot about Canna moms moving their children there so they could get medicine legally. This is at NOCO Expo, everybody. Paul Stanford, the famous Paul Stanford, and Alicia, Noah, moi. That's our first International Cannabis Film Festival. That's me and Morris. There's Cheech and Chong on my show. And Vivian. This is our program that I made, everybody. There'll be a program for your expo, and we'll do it the night of. This is a little bit about what it looks like, and Morris is the owner of NOCO Expo. Joy Beckerman was the hostess with the mostest, and we played my movie. We played The Green Goddess, Paul Stanford's movie. 6 years it took them to make that. Howard Ellis has a new movie, bar none, and we have The Green Buffalo. That's won quite a few awards right now. And the world premiere of Don't Bogart That Joint, everybody. What the heck? So let's support getting Stash Wagner, who wrote that song, to remake the song and to come back to America and do it with Willie and Snoop. And that's going to be excellent. So let's go forward a little bit here. And here we go. Over to me. Roll another one, just like the other one. Love you, everybody. Jeff Eichen here, host with the most. Let's get it on and have a concert in 2025.
Don't you bogart that joint, my friend. Pass it over to me. Baby, I know you've been hanging on all night long. And darling, I saw these days.
Hemp hooray.
1, 2, 3.
Hemp hooray!
So everybody, that's Jeff Eichen here. I was really blessed to be part of this day. Thank you, Jeannie. Thank you, everybody. And we're going to see you next week. I don't think I'm traveling yet. I went to the airport. I'm airport once last week, and that was epic. Sent my beautiful friend Jill to Sri Lanka to open up a 16-bed orphanage, and she's a beautiful soul. Was here for 37 years, and now she's opening up a So Steve had to bounce. So we love you, Steve. Thank you so much. Jeannie 420 got her information in the chat for everybody, and I'm gonna say hemp hooray, everybody. Let's grow more hemp. 1 million acres with the Dakotas. Okay, Lakotas. Hemp hooray, everybody. Jeff Eichen. 3, 2, F schedule 1.
Recording stopped.
Okay, so now we're still available on our StreamYard here. So hello, everybody on StreamYard. Let's get out of StreamYard room. And thank you, everybody. It's been really great to have you today. And we'll see you next week. Hemp hooray, everybody. 3, 2, 1.